That's weird. That is really weird. Okay.
Oh,
wait, what the fuck? Did it just leave?
there we go. It's all now.
Alright, we are live on TV, YouTube, thank you for watching, and finally the moment has arrived to do the class trial of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. It is me, the Lemurchan, like always, and today this trial will be special because I have Geek here with me, and she's gonna learn the ways of Danganronpa and the ways of despair.
Of life?
Yeah,
It's basically life. I'm putting this
I
on
can't
Discord.
wait. So, this is the red door of doom.
Wait. Why didn't it work? I'm trying to put this on.
Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. You beat the game. As soon as we were all there... Wait, what the fuck?
Appears!
Okay. He's multiplied?
Wrong!
Nope, not multiplication. It looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving fast, so it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, stuff
You're
proud.
not playing along?
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey! Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay, then shall we?
Please!
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna... Wait, I think I skipped something that Hero said. I always get confused. Okay, I'm not mentally prepared. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume, or the note? Well, no, but...
But...
How unfortunate that it would seem we have our culprit. As you can see, they're accusing him. Hey,
Oh. Snacks.
this isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the court.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. They both got killed.
What's up with the pink and blue? Is that their blood?
The pink is the blood. Yeah.
Okay.
The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here.
Oh, snaps.
I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move.
So who do you think killed them?
I don't know yet. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up to a cruel fate.
Dun dun dun!
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize how few of you are there left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute. Isn't he cute? Nah, he's
half
not
of him is pure goddamn evil. Just saying.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it.
Sorry about that.
Interruptions, man.
Sorry about that.
I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. Sadly, I have to do that shit. That is true.
Yoo-hoo!
I've never heard out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get into your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Just give me a second, my dog wants to leave the room. Alright. Yeah, save.
See. My leg's twitching.
So Sam has never actually played... Oh, I'm dumb. Has never watched or seen Danganronpa.
Thanks for putting me out there like that.
I mean, we gotta be honest.
Yeah, but now people are gonna be like, what?
Increase your aim speed during awesome. True. Why can't I put it? How many SP do we have? Melodious voice. I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, we're done.
Trial. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the
I
result.
knew that you were here, Sam.
What do you mean?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Oh.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
Nah, don't make her uncomfortable, guys. I love her.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
But now you get it, what I mean, like the times that I've explained, you know.
Yeah, somewhat.
Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
Same.
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Says the one who's a serial killer.
Who are you calling a murderer?
Yeah.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
He's like 20-something. And he's still in high school. Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprint, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I mean, looking at the blueprints, the handwriting is awfully messy. Oh, okay. If I remember.
His handwriting was neat. I remember
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched that.
his handwriting was really neat, and surprisingly
Everything
with
we
the...
found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof.
He has really good handwriting.
Yeah.
Because I remember,
that.
because he told us, oh, in school they taught us.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote,
Yeah, I remember
asking
watching
everyone
it. I
to
was in New
meet
York
up
when
when
you
their
did this.
alter ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? when you compare it to the blueprints.
It's really shitty.
Yeah.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Oh, my baby is right there in the corner. I cry.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
I love her.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
I mean, you were 20 in high school, so...
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been the suit.
Illuminati!
Of course, the Illuminati. Oh shit. Wait, it's not Hina. I just want to bluff around and say the Illuminati, but I'm gonna lose a heart. But...
I got it!
But I should get
the
that
Hero.
right.
I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Yeah, because only Hiro could have fit in there.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the
I
prime
wish,
suspect.
but I don't want to lose a heart already.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Just because he was in a suit doesn't prove that he did all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's true what he says, that he was sleeping. Because that's how they found him, I think. They found him sleeping.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were used to move Sokka's body, they must have been. It was the dolly.
I got it!
They used that. There's still one more thing. The things that were used. Okay, we got the dolly. The tarp.
Ready for that.
I got it!
Because at the moment they wrapped the tarp.
Dolly
Because
and
if
a
they would
tarp,
have,
right?
because if they
Oh,
would have used the dolly alone,
yeah.
it would have been really
Shown,
suspicious.
yeah. I thought it.
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yep.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
Oh, shit.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they use the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Oh my god.
But are you sure
Target's
you are
fine.
not mistaken?
Stop, this is a very serious matter.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Shit.
By saying, fuck her.
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
You bitch. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh, great.
A new element has been added.
Let's talk about reloading.
Uh-oh.
Starting with the next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroyed your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single mark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the square button in the time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the square button now has a function along with the X and the square buttons. You'll automatically reload from the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. But if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which your case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So what, now you get to shoot someone?
I get to shoot the statements.
Oh, okay.
You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong.
Oh shit, they messed with
I cannot
negative.
agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
I fucked up because I kind of got
I
confused
cannot
with the
agree.
buttons. Can you
You
stop?
are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You miserable wretch.
I'm dead.
You have it wrong.
I'm dead. This fucked up.
I didn't even understand what you were doing.
Nobody. Oh shit! How this is cannot. Okay, so basically here it's like rhythm part of the game.
Okay.
So like
You have to go with the tempo?
I have to go with the tempo, and basically for every statement that she says, I have to like shot her down with it and prove her wrong.
Okay.
Welcome to the stream, Junko. I'm not one to self.
Junko?
Yeah.
I said
She.
Junko.
No, it's not Junko. It's Junko.
Junko? Oh.
Yeah, it's not Junko.
Well, I don't know. I'm stupid. You should know this by now.
No, this is not the end. This is not the end. I will not give up. I will not give in to despair.
Is this...
What do you say? Give it another shot? I won't give up.
To give up yet.
It was worth it. It's fine. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, now that I know what I have to do, I just kind of got confused with my buttons. So that kind of sucks. The moment of truth.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So
Shit,
pathetic.
fucked up.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your work, you miserable
What the
wretch.
fuck? Okay, there we go.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your work. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
This is fucking me up. This negative is fucking me up.
You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your work, you miserable wretch.
Ah, I
You
cried.
miserable wretch.
I cried. Okay, reload.
You have it wrong. I cannot
This is
agree.
fucking me up, right? Okay.
You are a fool.
Final strike.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Yay, I didn't lose.
If
So
you're
this is
asking
awkward
for
now, or
proof
is
that
it
the
still
dolly
awkward?
moved,
Everything's
I have it
awkward
right
in life.
here.
Obviously. If you're asking for... Oh, did he talk? I'm pretty sure he did talk.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
When I found the dolly in the
I'm continuing?
repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
No robot at all.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it would be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? I remember that Yasuhiro couldn't move that well.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah. But even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if
Damn,
you
I didn't
stoop
even
down
let it
low.
go, but I just kind of knew.
Huh?
Because remember the last live stream? They couldn't move. Like, there was limited movement in that Robo Justice suit.
But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
I'm pretty sure you couldn't bend over the feet, I guess.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You absolutely need a chance that the costume was taken off to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I I don't think taking
Hito
off
had
the
a
suit was
difficult
an
time
option.
taking it off by himself.
You remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get off of it. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the bag that's keeping me from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo-Justice, or that's what I decided to call him for now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
We just stated facts. What the fuck?
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree,
I like how
but
she
our
said.
lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
True.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was rather intense grief for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
What was that?
Oh. They came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
But also at the same time as Taka's, I think.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the third floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
My thinking is that when they found Hifumi's dead body, is that when they found actually Taka's body.
Wait, what?
Because in my last live stream, I know that there were two bells.
Okay.
And how is that if they found it at the same time? Only no one was there. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you
like it was at the same time, accordingly. But then tell me, how did the body disappear?
Yeah.
Like, and then when Hifumi came back and actually, died, that's when the second bell bing, ding, ding, when they found the body. That's a little bit suspicious, don't you see? Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We
Who would have
rushed
taken
back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
I'm blaming it on Celeste.
You think it's Celeste?
I don't know, maybe. Because she's accusing everyone, but everything she's accusing of, it's getting backfired. You see what I mean?
Yeah. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw what she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? And that's when Taka's body disappeared.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for two missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
And earlier the repository was closed when I went to check on it.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
And after she discovered it was open.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally
But
complicated.
she's disappeared, so she's also a suspect.
It certainly seems
yeah,
to
she
me
was
that these
really
are
gone.
not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hitting what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth, in this case, I have to find him no matter what.
This music is bomb, bro.
Makes me want to fight.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but they were really used in that order? No.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Wait,
What?
we can check the Lemurchan file. That's it? They don't have time. There's no time. That's the thing. Wow, that's it. That's it. That's all they have. That doesn't really help. If I would have known the time.
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Oh shit, that's not it.
Shoot.
Crap. Ooh, crap.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice
Who's in the
hammers.
numbering?
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
Justice while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, that's the only other one.
Yeah, it was the
So,
first
regarding
one.
Taka's...
I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was...
We already know what
Wait,
order
wait,
they
wait.
were killed in.
I think I have to absorb something.
Shoot.
And I'm dead.
Oh, shit.
Okay, don't worry. This is all part of the game. Blah 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 blah.
Was that how it's supposed to go?
What?
That you missed whatever it was?
Is this really... I refuse to give up yet.
Please, give up now.
So I have to absorb something.
But what?
Like, use it to contradict.
No, like I'm saying, like, what do you have to do?
Okay,
So,
so...
regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I didn't...
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
No.
So, regarding Taka's...
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the
Justice hammers.
No, wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi, or something that can relate to what time he must have died. Ooh, Haeming's Gambit. I love this shit.
I'm guessing you don't.
The wristwatch.
S.
I just remembered.
H, W.
I need another W.
There it is. You already had two.
I didn't. I'm done.
Okay.
Because his wristwatch was stuck
Now
at a
I
certain time.
understand.
Because it was broken.
Yeah.
I got it. Papa's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
It was working fine. Hey you, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It was almost 10 o'clock, you know that. Bedtime for all little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
that simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh?
What was that?
I came from downstairs. It must have been.
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
She just said she was passed
Even
out.
if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could have not been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? If it seems so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Very suspicious.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Plus explaining the second discovery bell.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Because then again, we have some evidence that his glasses were cleaned.
Wait, who?
Hifumi's. Hifumi wore glasses.
Yeah, I know that.
And there was a part where he had blood all over his glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we found him in the repository, it was all cleaned off. Don't tell me a serial killer would be so considered to clean your glasses while you're dead, and it has blood on it.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another...
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
It is possible, actually. The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? I'm already ahead of this case. Like, bruh, it was too obvious. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, so
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
no, shit,
discovery?
that is not what I meant to do. Fuck.
Shoot!
That is not what I was supposed to do.
What were you trying to do?
Because I'm trying to
Are you
contradict
saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found him, there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, it's wrong.
Did you see what I meant with the whole Taka thing?
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Nope.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Yeah.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Yeah.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when... just after Hifumi. The second announcement came after Hifumi woke up for the last time, I think. Wait, what the fuck? No, wait, I fucked up there. First time we found each body...
Stuff in the equipment room.
second time was when...
We rediscovered. When both.
when both.
Yeah.
They were both together.
Yeah.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong, bing bong.
Body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Yeah, because that's totally possible.
And that's just part of it.
Yeah.
There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Bada bing, bada boom.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
His glasses.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
You're pointless.
I don't like her.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone.
We've already said it. Glasses. Go to the fucking glasses.
Hifumi's glasses, see?
Oh.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Aw. She kind of assumed.
Don't assume. No, girl.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Ah. There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Bruh.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses.
My glasses.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
What a dumbass.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Pretty pudgy princess.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggle from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
I like him.
This is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belongs to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wipes the blood off himself.
Bruh.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a
Exactly.
good point.
Don't tell me a serial killer would be kind enough to just clean glasses. Like,
I know.
bruh.
Unless they have like an OCD problem with it. Like,
True.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Oh shit.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. What an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Talk himself, oh my god.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Yep.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
then who could?
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Yes, please do.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely.
But wait, there's
The single
more.
biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The item? The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. What did he stole from Taka? Oh, the scrap paper.
I got it!
Maybe the note.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Hubby!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and And Puppy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Dog is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me.
Dun, 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 dun. Jeez!
Puppy had the note, right?
How can
Then
I
the
change
person it was
I feel like
intended
I
for
changed
must have been Hoppy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
Oh, this is
The
what
time
changed it.
doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Missed everything.
No, because I was paying attention. I was trying to figure out. The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? That's what I need to clear up.
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Hoppy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
It has to do with him because his wristwatch said 6 a.m.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
And he was killed in the equipment room.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Oh yeah.
Well, when you put it like that.
No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka, just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He ripped it off.
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that he told Hifumi.
He told me?
He told me. I was going with Madoka Magica.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it!
Yep.
It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no.
Bruh.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Well done.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow it's a find the truth.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammer.
Well, one thing said the murder weapon had to be one of the 10. That's about it.
So I'm not sure if it's... They were similar.
What was used to kill it? Was it Justice? Maybe Justice Hammer?
Well, whatever it is, there's one thing. How was the culprit able to move? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, wrong.
Because I remember there was one that they used one and they cleaned it off, I think.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
Yeah.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their designs.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
There's a traitor.
Hold on a moment.
Dun-dun-dun,
I still think
dun-dun.
it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but I'm getting pumped up. Yeah. Go a lemur.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
Very possible.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act
If it was
can
impossible, then how
graduate
did two
and
people
survive.
they were
Assuming
able to
the
kill
rule
two people?
holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule...
But that only really applies in this case, however.
There were two murders.
What the fuck? Aw,
Oh, did it not hit it?
it didn't went through. I was dumb.
Based
Alright,
on the
listen.
rules that even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible
English
that
words,
two
words,
people...
words.
But that only really applies in this case.
However, there were two murders.
I'm dumb as fuck. This is really okay.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the... Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is
Oh,
how
welcome
the
to the
rule was
stream, Aiden.
explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
No! God damn it!
Really?
I don't know what's happening with me. I
Fucking
cry.
up, that's what's
Based on
happening
the
with
rules
you.
that have been laid out for
Okay,
us,
so let's do this
even
again.
if more than one person can only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true,
Okay,
it is simply impossible
you absorb that.
two people work together.
That is how the...
But that only really applies in this case, however, there were two murders.
Finally.
I ended up fucking it up.
Did you?
Yeah, it didn't go
Oh
through.
my gosh.
Based
I'm
on
just
the
gonna
rules
die
that have
here.
been- even if more than
My
one,
death
only
is
the
also
one
gonna be
who actually-
impossible.
Assuming the rule holds
Okay.
That is...
But that only really applies if in this case, however,
There were two murders.
Based on the
Not
rules
impossible
that
if
have
there
been-
are two
even if
murders
more than
taking
one
place.
person from
Oh,
only
you
the
have
one
them
who
reversed?
actually
Yeah.
carried out the act can graduate. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply
It's not impossible.
No, it's wrong.
It's actually very possible for two murders to have committed.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible
See.
that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
if there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Celeste is my favorite character. I love her outfits, to be honest.
However, if there were some
She
potential
gives out that
mutual
gothic
reward for the
Lolita
risk,
vibe, obviously.
then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince the two murders were the same, that the main characteristic, I can't speak.
Characteristics?
Yeah. Kyoko must have noticed that the fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events by entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one
She
pulling
was
Hifumi's
disappeared,
strings?
but I don't think she did this.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Kyoko, because she's the only one without an alibi. What are you basing that on, much like he?
Shoot.
But she doesn't have an alibi! Whatever, I know who it is. From the start of Danganronpa, she showed two faces.
Was I right? I was right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
I was dumb. I'm sorry, Kyoko. I hope you forgive me.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
And
I was
her
right.
composure lost.
I was right.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Wow.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Especially on the third floor.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh?
What was that?
That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. Come on, you didn't kill Lenny this time.
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split up into two groups? I'll lead a hunting party that seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you will come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave to capture the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Subi, great to
It
see
was
ya.
your way of telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
Bruh.
I didn't even catch
Don't
it
mess with
myself when you
Naegi.
first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I forgot to speak.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
She's mostly, adaptation, survival. Hello.
And pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Like those guys.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to?
Oh my gosh, stop with that.
I can't.
Yes, you can. You just
All
won't.
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay, so it's basically talking about how Taka died.
They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Wait, what the fuck?
You fucked up.
Shoot! Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, listening to me. Shoot the
All
bullet.
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What the fuck then? I don't know.
Shoot!
Oh, so strange. Okay. I failed. Again. Okay, so I think it's like the so strange, and it would be those guys. I'm pretty sure
It
that's
would
that.
be the other way around?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah.
I refuse to give up yet.
Yeah, that's what I just realized. It was so strange.
Subi, you gotta remember, she's slow.
I hate you right now.
You love me. You love me. Shut up.
Alright, let's do this.
All I can say is that I was right from the beginning.
All I said, they must really enjoy the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to...
What was so strange
Absorb.
about Celeste's
Absorb
comment?
that shit.
Absorb. Blah,
All
blah,
I
blah.
said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be perfect. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
There you go.
Just like those guys.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Finally!
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Bye, Tubi. Good night.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on.
Here's what we
And
want in the suit.
then she used the camera's timer
She
to
took the picture.
set up the picture.
I know.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one
wouldn't fit
who
in
could
it.
have possibly fit into that suit.
She would probably just, what if Hifumi, she took the picture, and Hifumi was just holding it?
That could be it too, yeah.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
because it looks like he's struggling.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Stop denying.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
So that thinks you can prove that there's no Hifumi, there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
If I remember, Hina said, she said that she couldn't bend at the waist.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the
Thanks,
person
Aiden. I
inside the
appreciate
suit were
that. Have a
unconscious,
great night.
they could still stand up like
I don't
that.
know where you are.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
So ugly.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
He's gonna go all crazy.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well,
one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Is Celeste even her real name though now?
For real though.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Takakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
Yeah, he would go by
That's
last
right.
names.
Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Yes.
Right now you do.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
So, make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Show me your fucking e-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg, God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
E-handbook, bitch.
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before. So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
That makes him
Celeste.
guilty right there.
Yep.
Can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
sound like a chicken.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Okay, so first... What the fuck? This part is when he grabs the shit and he moves. Justice Hammer was number 4 was used on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Justice Hammer number 2 was used on himself. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch, yeah. Okay.
At 1 in the morning, yeah, he asked, okay, yeah. He asked him to go. No, 1 in the morning over here. He would have moved. I'm probably gonna get this wrong. Yeah. I'm guessing it would just be this.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
That didn't go. Great. Must have been talking to someone. This is confusing. I'm tired. Yeah. But I'm so close to the end. You have to go in a few.
Yeah.
It could be this over here. Rec room.
this was one o'clock? That's the way
Or just maybe he would go over here and he's entering. They take the picture. It's 6 in the morning. He hits him with just hammer number 4. Over here, he's on his way. I think
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone.
Okay.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Wouldn't that be then? Didn't hit him or anything. Then I think that would be 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, because that one said, didn't it say that one was red? It was just that one.
Yeah, but that. Well, what if it's mixed up?
Here's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him,
You think he's saying?
they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
1 in the morning.
And then finally, at 6 a.m.,
6
they
a.m.
moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Great.
This is the one that you keep getting on to. What are you doing?
Wouldn't that be Justice Hammer 2 that he was attacked with? He was attacked with Justice Hammer number 1. I'm confused now. Like, I have that right. I know I have that right.
here's exactly what happened. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Oh, that one.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken.
No, like I remember Taco was number
They wanted
4.
to make sure we bought this. The second fake incident was the attack in the library.
Because remember, they wanted to go in order.
Yeah.
This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2.
Justice Hammer 2.
With these two incidents, the suspect was in
Okay, we
Etho
read
right
this, so I'm skipping. Justice Hammer 2. Then over here they used Justice Hammer 3, and on top of it they used Justice Hammer 4 because they wanted to make like a...
The time difference.
Yeah.
Exactly what
Like to make it seem like it was in order.
Mm-hmm.
He sprayed all the blood, made a bloodbath.
Blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape.
That's alright.
When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Dun dun dun!
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
And they cleaned
that. Should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
I feel like that was right from the beginning.
Sorry, you lose.
Nice.
I just liked it. Which is funny because I haven't been keeping up with this at all.
I lost?
Yep. Turns out the ultimate gambler just lost.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
I like how her voice just changed. Like, she was living all a lie. Nice.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time
execution.
To vote. Okay.
Die.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast
Damn, this is
your
the first
vote.
time I actually like do it all complete in class trial.
Really?
Yeah.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
You're gonna kill him.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The black and this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taeko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks.
That's...
I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure he relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to be lying to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoiding mention it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... She talking about alter ego?
Say what?
Whoa, what? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, we had our meeting about it and how it disappeared. I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier, and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got too close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. You're right. Taka isn't the kind of man to do that. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I would never imagine he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, as he made you his target. Escape, you don't mean... Taka's going to try to kill you.
Let go!
I just realized, in the back of the room, he cosplays. Oh my god, he cosplays as Pudgy Princess, yes!
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
Bastard.
Bastard! Can we allow him to continue these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She.
I swear!
I have to save her!
Actually,
Done. Would you like to join me? It just happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Yufumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. What was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was to make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
Why did you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid.
I mean, he is 20 in high school, so...
Yeah.
Let's see.
In that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? But she's asking what is Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming that you actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him that he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he barely held on. And you really believe that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so no one could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie with the level of the opponent, in fact. Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of death.
so in the end,
So you had planned him to kill him all along. But of course, there could have been no point into my plan. The one who pretended to be dead not ended up dead.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of hunt. That aspect, we're nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. That's not there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my thought was been to escape.
But
after all along, blah blah blah. Guys, I have to stop reading, so I'll be quiet for most of the time.
You little bitch! Hey! You little bitch! This is fine. Honestly. As for me... Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Sorry about that, guys. Well then. I gather handsome men all over the world to serve as my butler/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, it would create a perfectly aesthetic world
This
of
is fine.
vacancy. Living the rest of my life, that was my only dream, my only goal. That was life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. So I don't have any regrets. I pursued my own dream to the very end. Why should I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Or asked me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel
Do
nothing.
you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? You don't realize you're about to die. Aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not even scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
Just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. Then she did it. She looked at me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement in itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black and disturbed the peace, and they must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on.
I guess I'll like... Okay.
What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone.
Damn.
Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of the regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value in your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Geez, and I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it into the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give me a rest already. Anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some type of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
What's the deal with that.
Wah wah?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about that. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, so you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give it a shout. Not only I'll do anything about that, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. I thought it wasn't all despair. There is one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what was the key Celeste gave you? Most likely, the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
Then that means Celeste probably hid in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes the easy is to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
indeed.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check with you
What?
later. Why exactly are you going alone?
So,
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing there arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are totally pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
shall we go?
Yeah.
So then,
Alter ego! It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did what Celeste just asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. Can we take a second? Since you have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do on your own at the school? Is that why you wanted me to come here with me?
however,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? Just even makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again.
Indeed. What? It's true. That's fine. Correct.
So guys, I'm gonna end this live stream over here. Thank you guys so much. Comment down below, subscribe if you're new. and leave a like and ring that bell so that way you can get my notifications. This has been the class trial and the end. Hopefully next stream I'll resume from here. Bye guys.